Welcome to A Week in Watches, a weekly look back at interesting watches and stories. My name is Blake Bettner, managing editor of Worn and Wound. On this week's episode, we've got news from the Metaverse and H. Moser. We've got handmade lacquer dials from Kurono. We've got bronze Unimatics and some auction results from Phillips. This week's sponsor is Whatnot, a live stream auction app where you can buy and sell unique items as well as connect with other collectors in real time. Stay tuned to a little bit later in the show to learn more about the next stream with the Wind Up Watch Shop and some awesome giveaways that will be happening within. And kicking things off with H. Moser. Have you ever looked at a QR code and thought, I would like to wear that? Well, the people at Moser have heard you loud and clear, and they have created a watch. It's called the Endeavour Centre Seconds Genesis, or 0110011011001 0110101100111. This is a first in a series of 3 watches, and this is opening up the metaverse of H. Moser to their customers. It's a complete ecosystem that offers blockchain product authentication, exclusive privileges enabled by digital asset ownership, and a metaverse space intended to both showcase its products and benefit its customers. Insert old man yells at crowd meme here. This is Maximum Moser. It's limited to 50 pieces. It has a 3D printed titanium crown and bezel that literally looks like a QR code. Of course, it works as a QR code in practice as well. A scan of your watch with your phone will allow you entrance into the metaverse privileges that H. Moser has built with this watch. Underneath all the QR code business, there is a Vantablack dial and even a set of hands, so you could really read the time if you wanted to. If that's a little too much for you, we can dial things back with a set of new watches from Kurono, Tokyo. This is in celebration of a new boutique opening in Tokyo. These are a set of 3 watches that feature handmade lacquered dials in beautiful tones of red, green, and brown. They are built in 37mm cases and are offered in a full set for the price of, $6,455 for all 3 or $2,545 for a single one. Really beautiful watches overall, though. I'm particularly keen on the green example here. I also like that they managed to leave off the date. They even left off the hour markers. This is a real true experience of a beautiful handmade dial, something I would love to see from other brands doing similar beautiful dials. Before we move on, here's a word from this week's sponsor, Whatnot. Imagine a mix between social media and a live marketplace. That's what the Whatnot app is like. You can find anything you might collect, from sneakers to playing cards, and of course, watches, all being auctioned and sold live. Watch the auctions, chat with the hosts and other viewers, bid and buy at your discretion, all within a single app. Join Wind Up Watch Shop on December 20th, 4 p.m. Eastern for our 3rd live stream featuring Patrick Marlett. This week, they will feature a handful of Belova's, various Adapt products, and more. They'll also be giving away 2 Adapt watches and auctioning some cool items, including a previously sold out Autodromo. To check out all this, download the Whatnot app. You'll get a $15 credit towards your first purchase when you use the invite link down below and bookmark the upcoming stream. Moving on to something a little more bold, we have a collaboration between Unimatic and Massena LAB. Not the first time these two have worked together, but it is the first time we're seeing a bronze watch from Unimatic. These are Modello Quattros. There are 2 different versions of them. One is limited to 200 with a matte green dial. The other is limited to just 99 units with a tapisserie green dial. Quite lovely both, and they were both inspired by a one-off watch that was created by the pair for a Phillips auction in their Time for Art charity component of the auction, with proceeds going to the Swiss Institute. This watch featured a bronze case and a dial done by King Nerd that featured a conceptual take on the William Tell story. It was an apple, some arrows going through it, a ribbon, a lot of symbolism here. Turned out beautifully. That watch ended up catching $12,600 at auction. And again, those proceeds going to the Swiss Institute. That wasn't the only watch at auction by Phillips this weekend, though. Along with a slew of the usual suspects that you see at these auctions, they had 17 Time for Art pieces. Chief among them being a beautiful watch from Urwerk, UR 102.2, another take on one of their original models that launched alongside the 101. This watch features a beautiful component in it that changes color with the temperature of your body or its surroundings. It really ranges from blacks and browns all the way into greens and yellows and reds, really the entire spectrum. Totally beautiful watch. That fetched $403,000, again, going to the Swiss Institute. Congratulations to Urwerk and the Swiss Institute on these amazing results. And a quick shout out to a couple of Grand Seiko watches that also sold at that auction, which included a reference 6186 VFA, which sold for $30,240. And we also saw a Kodo. Remember that watch from Watches and Wonders this year? Unbelievable watch. It sold for $478,800. Congratulations to the new owner on that. If you've got some spare time, we would love to borrow it for a review. You know where to find us. We'll have the full auction results linked below. They are really interesting to browse through if you pay attention to these kind of things. I also want to call out a meter dial original datograph that sold for a little over $60,000. Hopefully those are coming back down to earth a little bit, along with plenty of the other things at auction there. And that's it for episode 28 of A Week in Watches. We'd like to thank our sponsor Whatnot for sponsoring this week's episode. If you enjoyed this content, please be sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.